Hello everyone, this is Official Padantani, and today we are going to discuss about a small topic which is on sectors of Indian economy and social science, which is an important part in Great NCRT textbook. So I'll just give you a brief introduction about the topic in this particular session. So just I'll share my screen. Okay. So if you can see, Indian economy is like second largest economy in the world. And what we see is, so basically when we talk about Indian economy, so there are different GDPs each sector contribute to. So Indian economy is basically classified into three sectors depending upon what type of activity or what type of industry we are talking about. So there are three classes we are going to discuss today. One is primary, secondary, and tertiary. As the name suggests, primary sector, secondary sector, and tertiary sector. So now, based on this fact, the government took this initiative to classify this. So that helps in understanding which sector is contributing how much to to India's economy and how much employment it is giving to the people of country. So that this classification gives us an hierarchy where what employment it is giving, how much GDP it is contributing. So this classification is very essential to understand. Coming to the first kind of classification, which is primary sector. So now this sector is the majority. It includes whatever it is regarding to dealing with natural products, or maybe harvesting natural products, extraction of natural products, like doing farming, doing agriculture, you consider doing fishing, doing forestry, doing mining. All these are whenever we are talking, when we are directly dealing with the earth, natural products, the harvesting, the extraction, then we will classify them into the primary sector because these are the ones which are directly connected to the direct resources. That is considered the primary sector. Coming to the secondary sector, so now this sector is slightly more than directly coming in contact with the natural product, but it is processing it. So this sector involves processing raw materials into finished goods. So whatever we are getting from directly earth, so we need to process it in the some industries, some factories. So to do that, this is the job of secondary sector. So that you can include all the manufacturing units, food processing units into the secondary sector. And for that, to do that, to convert any raw product to the final finished product, we need certain industries and factories. And in this case, in particular secondary sector, industries and factories become the backbone of this secondary sector because without them, a raw material cannot be converted into the final product. So that includes the manufacturing, construction, and all food processing firms. So that is our secondary sector. Now, in what is different between the primary sector and secondary sector is basically those two are still dealing with the natural products and extraction and collection of the next natural products. In the secondary sector, we are talking about that the finished goods are going to we are making finished goods by using those natural products. That is about the secondary sector. But coming to tertiary sector, it's known as service sector. So whenever instead of production or instead of manufacturing, in this tertiary sector, it's more about service giving thing. So everything in the world, everything in our country will not run without services. So if we are continuously manufacturing something, if we are continuously harvesting something, but there are certain segments of life where we need service industry to be flourished, and this is one of the major contributing in our GDP, the tertiary sector. So that provides, instead of goods, they provide service. So if you go to a doctor, they'll give you service. So like maybe they can assist you in surgery, they can help you make you well. They make you disease free. If you go to transport, they give you flight tickets. Then like if you want to travel. So all this do not come into manufacturing and harvesting with the natural things. So whatever banking, your education, your transport, your healthcare are kind of service giving sector, and this is known as service sector or tertiary sector. That's about the tertiary sector. Now we'll get into a brief comparison, however, we have discussed while discussing this, but let's see a quick glimpse of the distribution. So we divided sectors into three parts: primary, secondary, and tertiary. In primary, we talked about it's the natural resource extraction, where in secondary, it's about manufacturing and processing, and tertiary is all about service. In primary, we included farming and fishing. In secondary, we talked about textiles, iron, and steel, so what is manufacturing and getting processed. In tertiary, we included banking and education, so that's service. And how does it help in economy? How does it contribution? So primary provides raw materials. Secondary provides value addition and employment. So because if whatever raw material comes to it, if you just process it, it gives more value when the finished product comes to the market. So that gives value addition and employment. In tertiary, it supports both primary and secondary sector by giving service. So that's comparison of different economic sectors. Now GDP and employment trends. So the contribution of each sector to the GDP and to the employment has, it's rolling around. So the employment has shifted over time. So while the primary sector employed the majority historically, the tertiary sector now contributes the most of the GDP. So initially, when our country was more dependent on farming, agriculture, lots of people were, getting involved in that. So initially, primary sector was one who was contributing majority before a few years, and now because service industry has bloomed like anything, so tertiary sector is now contributes the most to the GDP of the country. Now, before wrapping up the sectors, there is one more terminology which we use, which is known as organized versus unorganized sector. So organized sector is something, as the name suggests, organized means everything is add to the points, the way it has to be, it is. So organized sector includes very government registered firms or government registered enterprises. So that follows the rules and regulations, like anything. So government rules and provide job security. So that is whenever something is following, any firm which is following the government rules, policies, and that provides job security, and they are registered firms in the government, that comes into the organized sector. And when you talk about unorganized sector, that includes small and scattered unit with less job security and lower wages compared to the organized sector. So as the name suggests, organized is much, sleek and, a government sleek under government policies. Where unorganized something is like you have small and scattered units with less job security and lower wages. Now, what we understood from all the things, so to cover up a gist that it's very essential, it's very crucial to understand how the sectors are divided for employment and for contribution to GDP. Because through this, we can understand and then we can analyze the national development. So it helps to plan resource allocation, how much resource to be given to which sector, so that they can contribute more to country's GDP and economy, and that gives more employment. We can define a policy formulation for each sector, and we can also improve the employment opportunities for the people of countries. So the sectors understanding economy is very understand if you want to clearly rule out all possibilities of mismatch and to contribute towards the national development. Yeah, so that's all about a brief introduction about the country's economy and how we are moving ahead with the national development programs. That's it from my side. Thank you.